I welcome you to the church here in Barna on this Good Friday evening as we come to walk the way of the cross, mindful of the horrific journey that our Lord had to struggle through on that Good Friday afternoon. It's a prayer of suffering peoples, people who suffer in so many different ways. In their lives at this time as well. The piece of music is a piece of music from Christian Orthodox chant, and is entitled "In the Dark Night." So we come together therefore, stop a while at the first station, Jesus, where Pilate presides, to decide to face the judgment of other people in similar ways, just or pure, the authorities' attempt to silence. Maybe at the first station we might think of the people for their democratic ways and rights, and are being denied that possibility by the might of armed forces. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The second station, Jesus is burdened by the cross placed on his shoulders. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee. His body is already weakened, and now he has to bear the brunt of the cross, which will be where he will finally die. We think of burden. We think of burdens that are placed on people's shoulders against their will. Sometimes it's through affliction, be it through health, be it through circumstances like poverty, lack of housing, hunger. We think of people who are burdened in so many ways, denied basic rights, right to education, right to health supports, added to the burden of being denied these basic necessities. People are also burdened with worry and the pain of having to cope without. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The third station, Jesus falls the first time. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee. His weakened body is not able to bear the brunt of the cross, and so he stumbles and falls. The soldiers are ruthless, not allowing him to stay where he is, but insist on him rising again and continuing on his faithful journey. We think of people who are struggling with crosses in so many different ways and who stumble and fall. The spirit is not strong enough. Looking for an easier way is too inviting. And so, going back to the beginning again, we think of people who are burdened by addictions of various forms, be it gambling, be it drugs, alcohol. They pray for the power of the Spirit deep within and support that may be available, that people who have fallen will be able to enjoy and embrace better days again. The fourth station, Jesus meets his mother Mary. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee.
Because by the holy cross thou hast redeemed the world.
Mary has been watching from with the crowd, her heart broken. Her heart has been broken since he was initially taken prisoner and the news spread. Her heart was broken when she was aware of him spending that night in prison, wondering what the following day would be like. Her heart must have broke again when she watched him being scourged at the pillar, and now to see him struggle with the unbearable burden. Her burden too was great. Jesus, in meeting her, whether he was happy to meet her or whether it broke his heart as well to see her in such agony. We think especially of parents who have to witness their children, be they young or more senior, suffer. The heartbreak of it. And yet, because of the love that's there and the bond, the determination to journey with them at all costs. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The fifth station, Simon of Cyrene, helps Jesus to carry his cross. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee. Soldiers, realizing that he won't be able to carry the wooden burden on his own, commands one of the onlookers to help him to carry the cross. He's been given the name Simon of Cyrene. Whether he was a follower of the Lord or just in Jerusalem that weekend, we do not know for sure. We don't know for sure whether he was willing and happy to be able to support the stricken person who was carrying the cross. Did he know who he was, or was he a stranger to him? We do not know if he did it against his will. What we do know is that whatever the motives, that it did bring some relief to Christ. Now, as the centre of attention, he was no longer alone. There was someone there to journey with him. We think of the help, the support of strangers, that in so many ways, through the goodness of people's hearts, and they want to reach out and support when they see the need that's there. This has been evident in so many ways. People supporting so many different charities at this time when it is difficult to raise funds. We think of people who give helping hands, who go out of their way sometimes to lighten the plight of someone who may be in distress. Sparks of goodness that bring relief to those who are burdened. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The sixth station, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Again, like Mary, like Simon, Veronica feels it within her heart to reach out and bring some relief to the Christ. She does so by going to him and wiping his face with a cloth. We are told that the image of the cloth was left on, of Christ's face was left on the cloth, the true image. Again, a small but vitally important gesture that maybe have lifted the darkness and the despair in Christ for a moment. Did they speak to each other? Or did they just hold each other's gaze? Again, we think of that goodness in people who do reach out and support, and do so in a willing way, not expecting anything in return, except the privilege of being able to serve. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Seventh station. Jesus falls the second time. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee.
Because by the holy cross thou hast redeemed the world.
Jesus falls the second time. Again, collapses, not because he wants to do so, but because his body just won't physically stand the weight. His weakened body. Again, we think of fall. We think of people who fall in terms of thinking themselves a failure, lose confidence, lose any sense of self-esteem. Sometimes this fall can happen as a result of an unkindly word from someone else. Sometimes it can happen through gossip, idle gossip, that may seem harmless to those who share, but the one who's victim, they can have such dire consequences. We think of the mindlessness sometimes that can go on. And they can be so hurtful. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The eighth station, Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee.
Because by the holy cross thou hast redeemed the world.
Again, as Jesus makes his way, he sees women weeping as they are stricken by the sight they behold. They may have known Jesus in his prime, when he spoke with such confidence and spoke about hopeful times ahead. They might have remembered him healing others in such a powerful way. Seeing him now in his present state, for all the promise that was tied up around him, with him, and in him, the tears break and fall. And he goes to them and tries to comfort them. We often think of people who are carrying sickness or handicap, disability, and are oftentimes the people who are strong, who try to comfort those who are enjoying the best of health but can't cope. We think of the courage that people have and the care that people have, even when they're paralyzed with pain. The final chink of humanity that Jesus witnesses before he is nailed to the cross. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The ninth station, Jesus falls the third time. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee.
Because by the holy cross thou hast redeemed the world.
He's coming to the end of this horrific journey to Calvary, the high place where he is to be executed. And as he reaches that destination that has been mapped out for him, he stumbles again and falls. thinking of people who find it so difficult in their dying days to find a peaceful place, to be able to find comfort. People who are afraid of letting go, people who are scared, who panic, and their bodies that are riddled with sickness. We think of those who try to minister to them, try to bring them some hope, some comfort, who try to lift the veil of darkness and despair that surrounds them, that tries to help them to die in peace. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Jesus, at his station, is stripped of his garments. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee. They have come to the end of that cruel journey, and now his body is being prepared by the soldiers for execution. And we're told that they take his garment from him cruelly, because some of the blood from the scourging had congealed, tears off the skin as well. Another thorn added to his stricken body. Think of those victims who have suffered so much, have had so many setbacks, and then further injury is added, further burden is placed on them. There is no sympathy, no relief. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The 10th station, Jesus is nailed to the cross. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee. He has been stricken with so much pain already. The piercing nails may not have added to that pain, or may have. The sight of strong men carrying out this form of execution brings to mind the lack of mercy, That happened not just in the past, but can happen today as well. We think of people who are struggling to make ends meet, and for those who are in the position of power, responsibility to ease or to tighten the knot. Oftentimes that mercy is wanting. We think of people who have to endure pain, that defies any form of respectability in any way. It can never be condoned, and yet it happens. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The 11th station, Jesus dies, or the 12th station, Jesus dies on the cross. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee. Goodness is condemned and put to death. Darkness descends. Hope is extinguished. And the one who came to bring good news is silenced. Is finally relieved of his pain and his agony. And the finger is pointed to those or towards those who caused the act. In many ways, it's a judgment against humanity. That capacity we have to extinguish all that is good and right and proper, and to do so without any qualm. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The 13th station, Jesus is taken down from the cross. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee. His followers take down his stricken body, his lifeless body. He feels no more pain, but their pain is intense. Their grief is immeasurable. Their hearts are broken, and they know the depth of despair has breached their hearts. They are leaderless, and they feel this loss intensely. We think of the indescribable pain that people have to suffer at times as a result of bereavement. Those who have to mourn and who can never break away from the grip of profound sadness. We think of the difficulty it has been, how difficult it has been over the last 12 months for so many families to grieve the loss of loved ones. We think of so many people who've had to stand outside the window of the nursing home, heartbroken, as they tried to say some words of comfort to their alien relative, be it parent or sibling. It was indeed, even though it's referred to as a Good Friday, a Dark Friday. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The fourth station, Jesus is laid in the tomb. His followers were determined that he would be given a dignified burial. We are told that there was a tomb that had been unused. They brought his body to the tomb to be laid to rest. And they made their way home, grieving, heartbroken, trying to remember some of the words he spoke to them while he was alive, and what they could mean. Was there any sense to what he had said? At the time, it made little sense to them, and all they could do was carry with them that sadness and that pain. We come to the end of our reflection this Good Friday evening with the Stations of the Cross. As I said, it's a prayer that causes us to be aware of suffering peoples. In so many ways, so many circumstances are different. Some of the pain can be visibly very distressing. Some of it can be hidden, mental stress. A piece of music that I had played during the station in the dark night, it would seem to refer to Good Friday. In actual fact, it's a piece of music about the birth of Jesus Christ, the ray of hope, the one who was going to bring comfort and meaning and guidance to peoples. This ray of hope would now seem to be laid to rest, a tragic ending, as we wait the quietness and the stillness of the next day, until we come again to church on the 9 o'clock Saturday evening for the Easter Vigil, and the realization that the story did not end there with the tomb. Before playing another piece of the music, can I just mention again that we have the reflection in Furbo, Chapel Réal Mara, at 9:30 tonight at Torravisa, where those who have died the last 19 months or so will be remembered fondly. May they rest in peace.
Is it
David? Yes, David. I'll ring you back in a minute.